Alright, so today we're going to run this Naya Allies deck that we found on MTGO results. We talked about it in our episode 14, and it's just like too fun to pass up. It's basically a build very similar to like the Zendikar standard deck that was Ally Tribal. And so allies are a tribe that basically, similar to slivers, all offer a different unique ability to other allies. But the difference is that their ability is an enters the battlefield trigger rather than a static effect like the slivers have. And so that means that like AEther Vial Flash is a really great way to like sneak in and take advantage of some of those abilities, such as like Kabira Evangel, who gives all your allies protection from a caller. So in response to like a removal spell, you can flash in Kabira and give all your allies protection from that caller. Or if Kabira is in play, and this is something that all allies have, you can trigger the ability when another ally enters the battlefield. So that's pretty cool. Basically, a lot of just aggro wide strategies going on here. The Freeblade itself is a 1/2 for 1, and then it gets pumped every time another ally comes into play. And a similar ability is on the Blademaster, gets bigger when an ally comes into play, and the Survivalist that gets larger. And then you can get in with a Battlesinger, which is basically like our Goblin Bushwhacker of the deck. Now, we were a little concerned about the 4 Collected Company and the 4 AEther Vial in here. You can really run into some bad draws with this many like kind of redundant effects. And so I might explore maybe lowering the number of Collected Companies, because the AEther Vial is really pretty crucial in here. I'm not 100% sure on the Boros Charm. It's got some utility in that it can kind of close out the game with the 4 damage, but I think the most important function on that one is the indestructibility that it gives your creatures. But of course the double strike can really factor in because your allies grow large fast, and so giving them first strike, +1/+1, lifelink, and all that jazz is a pretty big surprise. We've got quite a hefty sideboard against burn here with the Ondu Clerics, give you a lot of life, trigger per ally, Kor Firewalkers, and then of course we've got Spellskites for different Splinter Twin and burn strategies. Suppression Field is a really good meta call versus, obviously Splinter Twin is one of them because they need to pay 2 for every activation on the Splinter Twin, but also like the Malera combo types of decks. A little bit Artifact and Enchantment Hate, which of course you need, and then Return to the Ranks, which I'm not 100% sure why this is in here separate from the other like cheat creatures out strategies, because it sort of does the same kind of thing, but following like a Wrath of God or something in a control matchup, I think Return to the Ranks can kind of rebuild fast. It's a little counterintuitive because it has Convoke, and when you really want to play it is when you have almost nothing on the board and you're going to return creatures to play, because if you've got enough guys to Convoke for a high cost, you are really going to, you're just win more at that point, I believe. So I think I would probably change it up and have something more, more of a meta answer than Return to the Ranks, since Boros Charm sort of functions the same way in the indestructibility. Alright, so we're going to run some matches with the Allies decks. Here we go. Alright, so here's our hand. No gas here. We can play the AEther Vial and just hope to draw into Allies, but I just don't think it's worthwhile. I think we need a mulligan. This is better. We'll keep this. Still a little mana heavy, but we're going to go with it. We've got all 3 colors, which is great, and we've got a turn 2 play, which is almost essential, and then we can hopefully get a turn 3 play after that and into the Collective Company. Unfortunately, the turn 3 plays are pretty responsive in the ally that gives all your allies protection from a caller, and really what we want to be doing with that one is flashing in with an AEther Vial, because playing it during my main phase and then passing the turn means that he's got to prioritize killing that card. Alright, so we're going up against Burn. It's going to be a race. Do have some good sideboard tech for Burn. Let's go with this guy first. Let's hope that there's no Searing Blaze coming out here. Okay. Not bad. was a good draw. So we are going to go this guy. And this guy. Which puts the first Freeblade out of lightning bolt range if it resolves. Okay. We're doing an egg green counter, and we're gonna raise their power and toughness. Attack for 3. Generated a lot of power with the dudes for turn 3 there, and it's only bound to get bigger. Interestingly, he did not have another burn spell there. He's got 4 cards in hand, thinking that he's got a lot of lands in there. All right, Eidolon of the Great Rebel, a little late, and he's gonna be on the defensive. So a cool thing about Eidolon is I've got Collected Company in hand, instant speed. It's larger than 3 CMC. And if I draw into an ally, my creatures are going to automatically outclass all of his. So if he goes to block, we're going to be taking him down. Okay. Before damage. That's where we do this. So, alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Kabira and Automaton, which means that all of our creatures get 3 larger. Yeah, good game. Alright, cool. So, that was a quick game 1. We raced burn and we won. In the game 2, we've got Kor Firewalkers, which are wonderful against him, obviously, and the Ondu Cleric gains us a ton of life. So let's take out Boros Charms. It's too slow. And let's take out. I think we need to get rid of the path. Some of the paths. Spellskite seems okay for him too, but the fact that we don't have blue mana means that we're just converting everything he's got into a shock. Which is kind of a problem. So let's get rid of 2 paths and just hope to generate a bunch of life gain with our creatures. So these guys are really good against him as well if we can get that high in the game. Yeah, let's stick with that. What else? Yeah. Now the Indestructible might be okay with the Boros Charm, but my plan is just to overwhelm him and go wide instead of trying to protect one creature. All right, it's a good hand. You can cast everything in the hand except for the Automaton, but not too much of a concern because we'll get that 3rd mana. Alright, he does have a creature. And reveals the top card. It is a Freeblade. Of course. Ally. And pass. Oops. Missed. Kazandu Blademaster is really good. First strike vigilance. That thing is going to trade with the Goblin Guide, which allows us to actually get in with the Freeblade next turn. Of course, that play is a little risky. I think we can try and go long game on him as long as he doesn't do a whole lot of direct damage to us. Once we get down to like the 10 or 11 life range, then that's when we have to get aggressive and close out the game fast because the deck is able to generate a lot of damage. And here's the worst case scenario here. Searing Blaze is really good. Alright, yep, we're at 13. So now we have to play some control here. Ally. And we'll play one of those guys. Hardened Scales might be fun in this sort of deck. Go turn 1 Hardened Scales, and then every ally you play is just 1 larger, and gets 2 larger every time you cast another one. Okay. Jeez. Where are my lands? Alright, fortunately we've got another Kazandu. If he's using his burn spells on that, I'm okay with that. Doesn't look like he's on the Naya burn. It's more just like Boros burn. I haven't seen any green. Maybe I haven't. I just forgot from the first game. Oh, great. Okay. Alright, this one's got to be a land. Oh my gosh. I'm running how many lands in this deck? 20? Okay, I guess that's understandable then. Now we just need a dude, but not that dude. No, these are all bad dudes. Let's play this one, because that means that next turn we have a chance of drawing land, or from the Goblin Guide, and then we can hit a Freeblade and play another 2-drop. Oddly, we haven't seen any of our sideboard cards. We did throw in about, what, 4 of them, 5 of them? Yeah, I guess it happens. Alright, that's just about it here. He's got 3 cards in hand. Assuming that each of those is a typical... Alright, there's our land. Each of those is a typical burn spell. It's weird that he sacrificed his shock land. Apparently it just doesn't matter. We'll just do something random on that one. Make him nervous. And toughness, increase pawn toughness. Now, do we want to? I don't know how to trade with the Goblin Guide. You can only kill one of our creatures with him. I don't know why he would sacrifice that non-basic. He's just telling me he's got no Boros Charm, which is odd because I'm at exactly 4 life. So to bluff that would make his situation a little better. Alright, let's double block. We're gonna get blown out by a burn spell on one of our creatures here, but it's worth trying anyway. Oh, first of all, reveal. Assume it's the Freeblade, but I gotta ask. Am I one? Okay, come on, life. Oh no, it's a Kazandu Blademaster, isn't it? Okay, that's not gonna do it. What do we want? This guy. Seems like we always get these paths stuck in our hand in this deck. There are only 4 Cavern of Souls, but it seems like there are 5 or 6 in here since it's all we're drawing. Okay, the odds of one of those two cards being a 1 damage burn spell to my face are pretty high. That's it. Alright. Game 3. We held on for a long time. We held on for a long time considering the fact that we had been stuck on 2 lands all game. What did we get rid of? We got rid of the Boros Charms and 2 Paths. Yeah, it was even after getting rid of 2 Paths. We still had 1 in hand. Spellskite seems okay because of Searing Blaze. Now we want to redirect the Searing Blaze to the Spellskite, but also he's just a great blocker, so we're going to throw him in. I probably should have done that the first game. And we'll get rid of some of these aggro allies because we are not really in the position where we're going to go aggro on him. I think that's all for now. Let's go with that. Oh boy. The draws. It's like all lands or no lands. I don't know if I can keep this. This I can keep. Alright, now the question is turn 1 Freeblade or turn 1 Vial? I think we want to go with the Vial. But I am afraid of Destructive Revelry. A lot of these decks can side in for Destructive Revelry and just pick up the green mana with the fetch. Let's get a white mana. And play the Vial. That means next turn we can do... we can flash in Hada Freeblade and play the Druid at the same time. Or at the end of his turn. No, backwards. Sorry. You know what I mean. Okay. And green counter. Draw a card. Ooh, this is better. Okay, so I'm afraid of taking damage. So I think I want to just go for a green land. Yeah. And then I'm really putting all my eggs in the AEther Vial basket, but I'm not going to shock myself. So now we can block the Swift Spear and flash in the Freeblade and make him a 3/3. Which means that's going to take 2 spells. But he's going to trade with the Swift Spear as long as one isn't pointed at my Survivalist. Interesting. Okay. Alright, AEther Vial on 2. Good news. Oh, wow, good. This is awesome. Okay, so let's go with... You don't really need the mana right now. Let's go with this guy. Add green counter, power toughness, increase power toughness. So we're at the point now where both of these guys are out of range of Searing Blaze and Lightning Bolt. But of course we're always afraid of some shenanigans with this Swift Spear. Shoot, can I redirect to a creature? Or to the controller, so I take 4. Okay. Oh, it's pretty crafty. now we gotta flash something in. I think we want to get that Kazandu going. So this is the chance he has to respond. So I need to ask him for permission here. So come on, get them all. All right, let's go up to 3. Okay. And oh man, deflecting palm would be brutal. Play this guy. All right. So we can bluff like we've got a 3-drop here. I'm not going to play this land. I'm just going to hold it. There's really no reason to. See, deflecting palm. We're going to be taking 6. And we'll get in there. I'm not afraid. Vigilance. Oh, it is a deflecting palm. Okay. Alright, we're going to go down to 7. He's blocking there. And he's also going to take 7 on 8. Okay, cool. Not a terrible turn for us. We've got an insane amount of mana here, so Court of our Collected Company would be great. Still haven't seen any sideboard cards, but we're still doing okay. Oh man, wow. Alright, usually the burn deck can function on 3. Did he sack land this game? No. Alright, well, we took it in 3. I guess it's a little bit of a fair battle because last game I was stuck on 2, and this game he is. I think he's in a better position if he's stuck on 2, but obviously we just had an explosive draw. So there it is, first match with allies.